Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Leah. If you are new here, then I post videos every single week about all sorts of things, and cheers to not having a theme. Cheers. Cheers. Recently I was catching up with one of my friends from school. We studied together in the UK, and then she moved away to go to New York and study at a drama school over there called Juilliard. Sometimes we catch up now and then, we have a little Zoom call, and it was really fun chatting about the differences between dating British guys and dating American guys.
Steph and I went to school together when we were, how old were we?
It was 2009.
Were we 15, 16 or
Like
16, 17?
16,
I don't know.
17.
Yeah, 15 to 17. And then Steph moved away to the US and I stayed in London. We both went off to drama school. So the tales of dating guys began, and I mean, Steph's got a list of some of the most bizarre things that have shocked her about dating American guys. So we're just going to go through a few of them.
Here's the thing in New York, like you don't date anyone. Like if you live on the Upper West Side, you don't date in Brooklyn.
Right.
Like you're not gonna go on the train for an hour to see, like it's just not worth it. Tinder in America is, in my opinion, like purely for sex. It's not really a dating app. Like if you're on Tinder, you're trying to get laid, but if you want to date someone, you go on like Bumble or OkCupid or whatever. That may have changed.
Yeah,
but at least it was like that when I got the apps.
Yeah, no, people said that to us as well in the UK. People would always be like, Bumble's where you'll meet like the nice guys, and Tinder, and I did that, and then I met a guy who ghosted me after 3 dates on Bumble, so I deleted it. But,
oh my god.
yeah. So
Ghosting is just rude. It's just not a, you know what, Americans also, they don't really ghost you. They are really mean. So if they want to get rid of you, they're just like, you're an ugly slut. Like they'll say something really mean so you never want to talk to them again.
I think another thing that really blows my mind is the idea of dating at the very beginning. So in the UK, it's not unusual that you would go on a date to a bar, have a drink, do something in the evening. That's not unusual. Whereas from Steph's experience, it was totally daytime dates only, coffee, no alcohol. I don't know whether that's anything to do with her age at the time when she started dating these guys, or if that's just the society and culture and style of dating over in the US. So yeah, I don't know, I found that a little bit jarring, because we definitely don't always go for a coffee date. In fact, I've made the worst mistake once. We did dinner for the first date, and that was awful, because as soon as I sat down, I knew he was wrong for me, and then we had to endure that dinner. And then I remember Steph and I having the conversation about who pays.
How do you handle the bill in Britain?
I always offer to just go Dutch, so split the bill. If they insist on paying, then I will assess whether I feel like I want to go on a second date with them or not. And by the way, I'm talking now completely from when I didn't have a partner. Obviously right now I have a partner, but before
Same.
I would just be like, do I want to see this person again? If they pay, I owe them something. I owe next dinner. Nothing like sexual, but you feel like you're in debt to them in some way, and I hate that feeling. So
Yes.
if you're like, I don't like this person, split the bill and get out of there and never reply again.
For sure.
Yeah.
However, I think there's one exception to this. If the date is so atrocious that you felt violated and abused in your time,
Let them pay.
let them pay to make up for you sitting there getting through it.
That's so funny. You're like, yes, you shall pay to save my time. My time costs money. Yeah, that's great. Oh,
I'm gonna need therapy from this, so.
And my take on that is that if you don't want anything further with this person ever, do not let them pay. Just don't be in debt to anyone. Pay your half, or offer to pay it all. Just be like, that's on me. If you can. I always get my purse out on a date and offer to pay, and I don't think many men in my life have ever been like, don't do that, like put that away, apart from maybe my dad, brother, and my current boyfriend. But to me, it's not a deal breaker if somebody doesn't offer to pay. That's pretty funny, because I think for a lot of girls it would be a deal breaker. I don't look for that in dating. We're also different though, aren't we? Okay, something else that Steph mentioned which blew my mind was the idea of being somebody's plus one.
you wouldn't believe the amount of times that someone has asked me to be their +1 to like their grandma's birthday on the first date. I've been asked to be a +1 to a wedding on like a second date.
Wow.
I have dated a Jewish guy, and I'm German and not Jewish, and he asked me to come to his house for Thanksgiving, which in America is a huge deal, and then introduced me to his entire Jewish family as this like non-Jewish German girl. Even why are you doing this? But why are you putting me in that situation?
Yeah, why are you putting me through this? We haven't even known each other that long. That is awful.
Quite early on in the dating game, to something of importance, like a wedding or a big family event, she mentioned Thanksgiving. And that to me is very jarring, because as a Brit, I have dated someone for, this is in the past by the way, once dated a guy for nearly 3 years and never met his family ever. And he had a great relationship with his mum, but we never ever met. And I even lived with him in London at one point, but I'd never ever met his family. That's an extreme case, but there are so many people that could be dating for a really long time that still haven't met the parents. Parents don't get that involved. As soon as parents are involved and you've met each other's side of the family, then it's so real. And for me, being half Greek, you know, it's not a great idea to keep bringing boyfriends home. Not that I had that many, but I just kind of thought, I'm not gonna bring anyone home unless I'm serious about them. And my family only ever met, I think, yeah, one boyfriend, and then my sort of long-term boyfriend now. And going back in time, if I could have undone them meeting my ex, I would have. Because I just think what a waste of time and energy and investment that they made in somebody who's no longer part of my life. That was not initiated by me at all either. I would have just left it for as long as possible. And I think that cultures can get in the way of things. You know, in my culture, it's just kind of like, it depends how liberal your parents are. For me personally, I didn't really want to bring anyone home unless I was serious about them. So it blows my mind that in the US, you might just be like, yeah, this is the girl I'm dating, like, just come on in. No way, it just would not be like that over here. Obviously this doesn't apply to everyone, this is just from my personal experience, but I don't know many people that are in a rush to bring people home to their parents, not at all. Steph mentioned that the parents are very much the decision makers. If the mum doesn't like the boyfriend, or vice versa, you know, if that person's parents don't like you, the mum doesn't like the girlfriend, then that can be a bit of a deal breaker.
You wouldn't believe how involved like parents are in relationships over there. Like if the mum doesn't approve, bye.
And I think that probably comes from the fact that we have such close relationships with our family that we trust their judgment of somebody, that we might be blinded by having, you know, feelings for them. And we trust that they will be able to sense if they're right or wrong for you. However, I just wouldn't do that early on. Like eventually down the line, I'd be like, yeah, that's the person I'm dating. And if my family said, you know, I really don't think this person is right for you, I would find that very, very hurtful. And my mum always says, you know, even if I ever met anyone and I didn't think they were right for you, it's not my place to say. It is your life. You make your decisions. You are in control of your life. I'm not here to micromanage your life. And I think that's a really amazing way to parent personally, because I don't know, just why should your kids be your puppets? That's just not how I would live. Anyway, it's all getting a bit deep, isn't it? Those were some of the conversations that Steph and I had, and I just recorded the Zoom as we were talking. I just pressed record. If you didn't know this already, you can just record Zoom calls and it does that, like it showed up in this video. The only thing that is so annoying is that if you make a sound like, it cuts to you. It cuts off of them talking, which is so annoying. So I know now for future to never make a sound during someone else's monologue on Zoom. I hope you've enjoyed that video. I haven't been on the dating scene in so long, and I'm glad for it. I mean, what a savage world it is out there. There's just so many sharks. Over and out, guys. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel. If you're interested in other cultural differences to do with the UK and the US, then my main channel that I run with Joel and Leah, we talk about that quite a lot. So I'm sure you are probably already subscribed to that if you found me, but go and check that out. I'll link it up, and go and binge watch some UK versus US comparisons on there. But for now, that was my take on boyfriends. Cheers! And dating. Lots of love. Speak to you soon. Bye bye bye.
Say goodbye and I choke. I try to walk away and I stumble. And though I try to hide it, it's clear. My world crumbles when you are not near. Goodbye and I choke. I try to walk away and I stumble. Though I try to hide it, it's clear. My world crumbles when you are not near.